Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am so grateful you have joined me today, and I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. Betrayal may feel like the end, but in truth, it's a new beginning. We all face moments when people we trust, love, or count on let us down. Maybe someone you thought was a friend turned their back on you, or someone you confided in used your vulnerability against you. Betrayal cuts deep. But remember, you are not alone, and this pain is not permanent. When betrayal comes, it's tempting to dwell on the hurt, to replay the conversations, the looks, the words. But staying in that place of pain only gives power to the betrayal. You may not control what they did, but you do control your response. Choose to rise above it. Choose to let go of the bitterness. Why? Because holding on to it doesn't punish them, it punishes you. Forgiveness is not about saying what they did was right. It's about setting yourself free. I know it's not easy. I know it feels unfair. But let me remind you, what they did doesn't stop God's plan for your life. The betrayal may have taken you by surprise, but it didn't surprise God. He sees the bigger picture. He knows how to take what was meant to harm you and turn it around for your good. Remember Joseph in the Bible? His brothers sold him into slavery, betrayed him, and thought they'd ended his story. But God used that betrayal to position Joseph for greater things. That same God is working for you. Don't let betrayal make you bitter, let it make you better. Let it refine you. Let it teach you who truly belongs in your life and who doesn't. Don't stop moving forward. The weight of the cross may feel heavy now, but on the other side is a resurrection of purpose, joy, and strength you never imagined. You may not see it today, but your best days are still ahead. What you're carrying isn't a burden, it's the bridge to your breakthrough. Keep walking in faith, keep forgiving, keep trusting. Victory is waiting for you. Don't let betrayal define your story, let it become the chapter that reveals your triumph. Betrayal is something we all encounter at some point in our lives. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, the sting of betrayal is a universal experience. Maybe it's a friend who broke your trust, a family member who let you down, or a partner who walked away. The truth is, betrayal doesn't discriminate. It finds its way into our lives, often when we least expect it, and it hurts deeply. But as painful as it is, betrayal is not an indication that you've failed or that you're unworthy. It's simply part of the human journey. We live in a world where people are imperfect. Even those with the best intentions can falter, and sometimes the closest relationships can experience strain. It's not about avoiding betrayal altogether. It's impossible to control the actions of others. Instead, it's about understanding that betrayal is a season, not a sentence. It's a chapter in your story, but it's not the whole book. The key is to not let betrayal define you. It's easy to become bitter or let the hurt cloud your vision, but you have the power to rise above it. When you face betrayal, it's an opportunity to reflect, grow, and understand that even in the pain, there's a purpose. Betrayal may feel like a setback, but often it's a setup for something greater. It clears the way for stronger relationships, sharper discernment, and a deeper connection with yourself and your faith. Betrayal is part of life, not to break you, but to build you. It shows you the strength you didn't know you had and the resilience that lives within you. It's not the betrayal that defines you, it's how you respond to it. When you acknowledge this truth, you'll begin to see betrayal not as an end, but as a doorway to a new chapter of growth and transformation. When betrayal strikes, the initial instinct is often to dwell on the act itself. The questions race through your mind: why did they do this? How could they hurt me? What did I do to deserve this? It's easy to replay the scenario over and over, dissecting every detail and trying to make sense of what happened. But focusing on the betrayal keeps you trapped in the hurt. It allows the actions of someone else to have power over your peace, your joy, and your future. The truth is, you can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Your response is where your strength lies. You have the choice to let the betrayal consume you or to rise above it. Dwelling on the betrayal is like carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. You're the one weighed down, not the person who betrayed you. But when you shift your focus to your response, you take the weight off your shoulders. You reclaim your power. Choosing your response doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending it didn't happen. It means deciding not to let the betrayal define your life. It's recognizing that you are more than the hurt you've experienced. It's about taking the time to heal, to forgive not for their sake, but for your own, and to move forward with clarity and purpose. You can choose to respond with bitterness or with grace. One keeps you stuck while the other sets you free. Think about it: betrayal is temporary, but your response can shape your future. Will you let it harden your heart, or will you use it to become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate? The way you respond determines whether the betrayal becomes a stumbling block or a stepping stone. Focusing on your response means choosing to prioritize your growth and your peace over the pain of the past. It's not easy, but it's worth it, because your response is what ultimately leads you to healing and victory. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful choices you can make, yet it's often one of the hardest. When someone betrays you, the natural response is to hold on to the hurt, to replay the offense in your mind, and to let resentment take root. It feels justified, even protective, to cling to the anger. But what many don't realize is that holding on to unforgiveness doesn't hurt the person who wronged you, it hurts you. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgiveness isn't about excusing what they did or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about releasing the grip that pain has on your life so you can move forward. When you choose not to forgive, you're the one carrying the burden. The offense becomes a weight that drags you down, affecting your peace, your relationships, and even your health. It consumes your thoughts and limits your ability to experience joy. But forgiveness sets you free. It doesn't mean you have to trust the person again or invite them back into your life. It means you're no longer allowing their actions to control your emotions and your future. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It's an act of letting go, not for their benefit, but for yours. It doesn't mean the betrayal was okay. It means you're choosing not to let it define you. You're choosing to break the chains of bitterness and reclaim your peace. Forgiveness opens the door to healing, to new opportunities, and to the ability to love fully again. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. This process takes time. It's not always immediate, and that's okay. Sometimes you have to forgive in layers, letting go piece by piece as you heal. But every step you take toward forgiveness is a step toward freedom. When you release the offense, you make room for joy, growth, and the beautiful future that lies ahead. Forgiveness is not about what they deserve, it's about what you deserve: a life unburdened, full of peace and purpose. Pain is an unavoidable part of life. It touches us all in different ways, whether through loss, rejection, disappointment, or betrayal. In the midst of pain, it's easy to feel lost, as though the hurt will define us forever. But I want to remind you today that pain doesn't have to be the end of your story. It can be the beginning of something greater. When you choose to turn your pain into purpose, you allow your experiences to fuel your growth rather than diminish it. Pain has a way of shaping us. It can bring out the best or the worst in us depending on how we respond to it. When we let pain push us toward bitterness, it holds us captive. But when we choose to use our pain as a catalyst for positive change, it transforms us. It can teach us resilience, compassion, and strength we never knew we had. What we've gone through, the trials we've faced, can become a source of inspiration for others. Think about the people who've made the greatest impact in the world. They didn't do so because they were without pain, but because they learned how to use their struggles as stepping stones. Pain doesn't have to be wasted. It's the soil in which new growth is planted. Often, our greatest challenges are preparing us for the purpose we were always meant to fulfill. Through pain, we develop empathy. Through pain, we find clarity in our values. Through pain, we often discover the strength to go after the dreams we've put aside. Turning pain into purpose doesn't mean that the hurt goes away instantly or that we suddenly forget about the wounds. It's about understanding that pain doesn't define us unless we allow it to. Instead of letting it limit us, we can let it teach us, refine us, and push us toward a future that is brighter and more fulfilling. What was meant to break you can become the very thing that pushes you into your calling. As you move through the pain, keep your eyes on what you can learn from it. Ask yourself, how can this experience shape me for the better? Let it drive you to become a better person, a more compassionate friend, and a stronger individual. Pain has a purpose, and when you allow it to shape you with purpose in mind, it no longer has control over you. It becomes the bridge to your destiny. In the midst of life's most difficult moments, when betrayal, disappointment, or hardship feels overwhelming, it can be hard to see beyond the pain. It's easy to believe that what is happening now is the final chapter of your story, that the setbacks you've encountered define who you are and where you're headed. But the truth is, God's plan for your life is far greater than any obstacle you may face. His purpose for you is not swayed by betrayal or hardship. When you trust in His plan, you can rest assured that what's meant to harm you can be used for your good. Sometimes it feels like things are falling apart, like you're stuck in a season of struggle with no way out. But God works in ways we often don't understand. He's using the trials, the challenges, and even the betrayals to shape you into the person you're destined to become. In those moments when life doesn't make sense, when the people you trusted turn their back on you, it's important to remember that God sees the bigger picture. His vision for your life is not limited by your current circumstances. In fact, God can take what was meant to hurt you and turn it around for your benefit. He is the ultimate redeemer, the one who has the power to bring beauty from ashes. While you may not always understand the timing or the process, trust that He is working behind the scenes. Every challenge you face is part of a divine plan that is unfolding, even if it feels uncertain right now. And though it may seem like doors are closing, sometimes those very doors are being closed to protect you, to lead you down a better path, or to make space for something far greater. God's plan for you is filled with hope, and it will prevail. No matter what happens, no matter how difficult things seem, He is always working things out for your good. He knows your heart, your dreams, and your struggles. The road may be tough, but if you stay faithful and trust that He is leading you, you will see His purpose unfold in ways you never expected. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned, but remember that God's plan is always better than our own. He has equipped you with everything you need to rise above the challenges and fulfill the purpose He's placed inside of you. Trust in His timing, lean into His guidance, and know that His plan will prevail no matter what you face. You are not alone, and He will never leave you. Even when life feels uncertain, God's plan is steady, and He will see you through to the victory on the other side. Life has a way of throwing obstacles in our path, sometimes leaving us feeling stuck or uncertain about what comes next. When betrayal, failure, or disappointment enters your life, it can feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. You might even be tempted to give up, to throw in the towel, and resign yourself to the idea that things will never get better. But in those moments, the most important thing you can do is keep moving forward. Even when the road seems long and difficult, forward motion is the key to progress. Each step you take, no matter how small, is one step closer to healing, to a breakthrough, and to the life you were meant to live. It's easy to get caught in the past, replaying moments of betrayal or regret, but you don't have to let those moments hold you captive. The past is a chapter in your story, not the entire book. If you continue to dwell on what happened or what could have been, you're stopping yourself from moving toward your brighter future. When life knocks you down, don't stay down, get back up. Even when the journey feels uncertain, keep pressing forward with faith. You don't have to have all the answers today. You don't need to know exactly how things will unfold. But what you do need is the determination to keep moving, to trust that each step you take is leading you to something better. Sometimes it's not about giant leaps, but about small, consistent actions. It might be a phone call you need to make, a prayer you need to say, or simply choosing to get out of bed and face the day. Every day is an opportunity to move forward, even if it's just by a little. And over time, those small steps add up, building momentum and carrying you toward your goals, your dreams, and your healing. The challenges you face may slow you down, but they don't have the power to stop you unless you let them. Keep moving forward because your breakthrough is on the other side of perseverance. Your victory is found in continuing to press on, even when it's hard, even when it feels impossible. Every setback is simply a setup for a comeback. Trust that as you move forward, God is right beside you, guiding you and strengthening you every step of the way. The journey may not always be easy, but if you keep moving forward, you will find the peace, purpose, and success that await you. In the midst of struggle, it's easy to feel like you're trapped, as though the pain and the obstacles in front of you are insurmountable. It's natural to wonder if things will ever get better or if you'll ever experience peace again. But I want you to hold on to this truth: victory is on the other side. Whatever you are facing right now is not your final destination. It may feel like a storm, but storms are temporary and the sunshine always follows. When you're in the thick of it, it's hard to see beyond the present moment. It feels like the weight of the world is pressing down on you, and it seems like you're taking one step forward only to be knocked back 2 steps. But don't be fooled by the setbacks. What you're going through is shaping you for something greater. Every challenge you face, every trial, is preparing you for the victory that's waiting for you. You may not see it now, but you are being refined through the fire. Victory doesn't come without effort, without persistence. It's often forged in the battles we fight, in the moments when we feel the most tired, the most broken. But those battles are what make us stronger. They teach us lessons, build our resilience, and develop the strength and character we need to walk into the victory ahead of us. The victory you're waiting for may not come in the form you expect, but it's there, ready to be claimed. When you face setbacks or betrayals, it can be tempting to give up, to throw in the towel. But the truth is, quitting now means giving up on the future that God has promised you. The victory you're working toward is so much greater than the pain you feel in this moment. Your breakthrough is just around the corner. Sometimes it's in our darkest moments that God is doing His greatest work in us, preparing us to rise higher than ever before. Hold on even when the road is tough. Keep the faith even when you can't see the outcome. Trust that God has a purpose for you that no amount of hardship can take away. Victory is on the other side of perseverance. It's on the other side of trusting in the process, knowing that every obstacle is preparing you for something greater. You will come through this stronger, wiser, and more equipped to embrace the future waiting for you. So don't give up. The victory you're waiting for is not far away. Keep pushing, keep believing, and know that the best is yet to come. You've already come so far, and your victory is closer than you think. It's waiting for you, ready to be claimed as you press forward with faith, hope, and determination. As we come to the end of this journey, remember that the road you've traveled, no matter how rough or painful, is not the end. It's simply a part of the greater story that God is unfolding in your life. The betrayal, the hurt, the setbacks, they don't define you. They are merely stepping stones to a higher purpose, a stronger version of yourself, and a victory that's waiting for you on the other side. I know the pain feels real, and the weight may feel heavy, but hold on to the truth that God's plan for you is unshakable. He has equipped you to overcome, to heal, and to rise above every challenge. Don't let your struggle stop you from moving forward. Keep trusting, keep forgiving, and keep believing that the best is yet to come. Your victory is closer than you think, and every step you take toward healing is one step closer to the life you were meant to live. So take a deep breath and remember this: the journey may not be easy, but it's worth it. And as you move forward with faith in your heart and purpose in your spirit, you will find that the pain you've carried will one day be the very thing that leads you to your breakthrough. Your victory is assured because nothing can stop the plan God has for you. Keep going because the best is yet to come.